there, Brian Goulet here from gouletpens.com, and today I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek at the LAMY Safari Regular Edition Scarlet. And I'm going to show you how the color compares to previous LAMYs, as well as make some ink matching recommendations. Now you heard me right, this is a regular edition, which means that it's going to be available for the foreseeable future, as opposed to their special editions, which is most of these videos I make. Those ones are only intended to be made for a kind of a season and then they stop. So if you saw my video on the LAMY Safari Steel Black last year in September of 2024, this pen is similar to that one where it's new and worth talking about, but it's going to be a staple color available ongoing. Now the size and shape is going to be identical to other Safaris, so I'm not going to go on and on about that. It's the color that's making this one new and interesting. Now Scarlet has a deep purple color that I would also call like a plum color, and it's got a matte finish to it. Now a lot of the regular editions from LAMY days of yore have had shiny finishes, which can of course look good, but they've been releasing more and more matte Safaris in recent years, and I am into it. I think this looks great in a matte finish. Now the black clip and the black cap finial pairs really great with this color too. You're getting that on the Scarlet. And to me it makes for like a really versatile, pen color. I think you could use this in almost any location or any situation, and it looks interesting, but it's not obnoxious, right? It's a very like safe for work color while still being, actually a color. Now it has a black stainless steel nib that's going to be available in extra fine, fine, medium, and broad. The nibs are going to be swappable, just like all the other steel LAMY pens. So if you wanted to put a stub nib on there, you could, though they don't make those in black. And like other Safaris, Scarlet doesn't come with a converter, but you can add a Z27 or Z28 for $6. The Z27 fits on all LAMY cartridge converter pens. You just don't have those little posts on it on the side like you do on the Z28. It's not a huge compromise. Now, LAMY has quite a few Safaris out at this point, and it can be helpful to see where the color of this one falls in comparison to the others. So let's take a look at what they have. LAMY Safari Steel Black. Now I mentioned this pen already, and you'll see them offered side by side as regular editions. Steel Black is a much darker and way more of a blue black, but the trim and the nib are identical. LAMY Safari Violet Blackberry. Now this was last year's special edition that was fairly popular, especially as it had a matching ink. Now Scarlet is a darker color, and it's more of a burgundy, kind of a reddish brown. The matte finish differentiates the two pens even more than the color does, I think. And oh yeah, you have the whole like two-tone thing going on with Violet Blackberry, and Scarlet is going to be much more even monotone. LAMY Safari Dark Lilac. Now this pen was LAMY's first purple Safari, and boy did it hit the spot back in 2016 when it came out. It also has black trim with a matte finish like the Scarlet, but it's more of a vibrant purple color. Now Scarlet is much more that reddish brown color by comparison. LAMY Safari Violet. This is yet another purple Safari that they came out with. This was back in 2020, and this was a much brighter purple, and it had matching purple trim, so that kind of stands out a bit. LAMY All-Star Black Purple. Now this one looks a little different because it is an All-Star, not a Safari, but the body shape is similar. But I thought it'd be helpful to see the dark purple colors here for comparison. Now black purple seems to have a little more pink to it, plus you have that smoky grip and the silver trim, so it does look a little bit different. All right, now let's talk ink recommendations. LAMY Obsidian. Given how dark it is, and with the black trim, you can pick any black ink of your choice for this pen. I'm gonna throw LAMY Obsidian out there as it's a brand matchy-matchy ink, and it's a really deep black that I like, but you could really pick pretty much any black and it'd be fine. LAMY Blackberry. Now this was a special edition color to match the Violet Blackberry special edition pen from 2024, but it seems like the ink might be on its way out at this point. It was a great match though, so I have to mention it, but it's gonna get harder to find, so I'm gonna give you a lot of other options too. LAMY Dark Lilac. Now this is named after the special edition Dark Lilac Safari from 2016, which I showed earlier, but the ink came out originally with the pen. It was revived again in 2024, and it was tweaked slightly from the original color. I made a video all about that if you're interested in those details. But the new formulation is a regularly available color, and I think actually matches the Scarlet even better. Noodler's Nightshade. This is a super dark purple ink that leans towards brown, just like Scarlet does. There's no real extreme properties with this ink, but it is a pretty saturated color. It's really just like a dark, rusty, purple, reddish brown that I think matches the pen really well. Diatramentus Blackberry. This is another conventional ink that's pretty on the spot, as far as its color goes, and this one's worth a look. Platinum Classic Lavender Black. Now I don't talk about this ink a lot because it's a little more niche. It's an iron gall ink, which means that it is water resistant. Now iron gall, historically, like way back in the day, has been pretty acidic, mostly for dip pens. And it's not been the friendliest for fountain pens, but modern chemistry and modern formulations have really helped a lot with that. So it really shouldn't give you any trouble with this Platinum Classic. You might just want to be a little more diligent about like maintaining your pen and not leaving the ink in there for like super, super long if you're not using it. But I think the Scarlet pen is a really good contender for this because it's not a very expensive pen, and you know the color matches really well. So if you want that permanence and that waterproofness, this is a good dark purple to consider. Sailor Ink Studio 653. Now this is another conventional ink here in a closely matching color to Scarlet. I'm also going to throw out Sailor Ink Studio 931 and Ink Studio 737. They could work too. They're all in a very similar color range. So maybe get samples of each of these and see which one is the closest, which one hits your eye well. Now the Scarlet is going to be available for the same price as all the other Safaris, which is $37 MSRP. We're going to have it at Goulet Pens for $29.60. If you want to get that converter, it's going to be an extra $6 if you like to live that bottled ink life. Now the global launch for this is going to be March 4th of 2025, so sign up to be notified if you're seeing this before then. We're putting the video out a couple of days ahead of time, but if you're watching it after that, you should be able to get it available at gouletpens.com pretty much any time. You know, these are going to be available ongoing, so I'm not going to say like, oh my gosh, you have to get it right away. But you know, if you like it, get it, sure, but it should be available ongoing, so you're probably not going to have too hard of a time getting your hands on one. So there you go. Let me know what you think of the Scarlet. Did Lamy nail it with this color? Or are you left wanting? Yeah, let me know in the comments. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out tons of videos like this. Be happy to share those with you. Just thanks for watching, and right on.